11 players, one ball, and almost every single one of them has a completely different job, even though to most Americans it just looks like a bunch of guys running around. By the end of this video, you'll be able to watch any football match and instantly know what every single player on the field is supposed to be doing. Let's start with the obvious one, the goalkeeper. This is the only player allowed to use his hands, but only inside a specific marked box in front of his own goal. Step outside that box, and his hands become useless, just like everyone else's. His entire job is simple: stop the ball from crossing the line. Sounds easy? It's not. Goalkeepers face shots coming at them over 60 miles per hour, sometimes from less than 20 feet away. That's less reaction time than a baseball batter gets against a fastball. Here's something most people don't realize. Goalkeepers are often the tallest players on the team, but they're also some of the most mentally unstable positions in sports. One mistake and it's instantly on every highlight reel and every replay forever. There's no hiding a goalkeeper error. Now let's move to defenders. These are the players standing closest to their own goal, and their entire job is to stop the other team from scoring. Think of them like offensive linemen in football, except instead of protecting a quarterback, they're protecting an empty net. There are different types of defenders, and this is where it gets interesting. Center backs stay in the middle, dealing with the biggest, strongest attackers. Fullbacks play on the sides, and here's the twist. Modern fullbacks sprint up and down the entire field for 90 minutes. Some of them cover more distance per game than any other position on the pitch. It's basically have a job description that says, defend everything, but also somehow attack. Next, midfielders. If defenders are the offensive line and goalkeepers are the last line of defense, midfielders are the engine room. They control the pace of the entire game. Some midfielders focus on defending, breaking up attacks before they start. Others focus on creating chances, threading passes through tiny gaps defenders can't close in time. Here's a stat that surprises most beginners. Central midfielders often run more than any other position on the field, sometimes covering 7 to 8 miles in a single match. That's basically running a half marathon while also making split-second decisions, while also avoiding guys trying to kick the ball away from you. It's exhausting just thinking about it. Now here's where things get fun. Attackers, or forwards. These are the players whose entire job is to score goals. This is the position Americans usually recognize the fastest because it's the closest thing football has to a star quarterback role. Strikers are the most famous players in the world for a reason. Goals win games, and forwards score the goals. But here's the twist nobody tells you. Not all forwards are the same. Some are pure goal scorers who barely touch the ball outside the penalty area. Others are wingers, players who stay wide on the sides, using speed to run past defenders before cutting the ball back into the middle. It's like having a wide receiver whose entire purpose is just to be faster than the guy covering him. Let's talk formations for a second, because this connects everything. A formation is just a fancy way of saying, where are these 11 players? You'll hear numbers like 4-3-3 or 4-4-2. All that means is how many defenders, midfielders, and forwards a team is using. A 4-3-3 means 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 3 forwards. Simple math, surprisingly complex effect on how a team plays. Here's something that'll change how you watch football forever. Every single position on the field has a job that affects every other position. If a fullback pushes too far forward, defenders have to cover for him. If a striker doesn't press the opposing defense, midfielders get overwhelmed. It's basically a chain reaction sport disguised as 22 guys running after a ball. And one more thing that surprises Americans specifically. Unlike American football, there are no position-specific substitutions happening every play. Once that formation is set, players have to make in-game decisions constantly, with no coach calling plays from the sideline every few seconds. It's improvisation at elite speed. So let's bring it all together. Goalkeepers stop goals, defenders protect the goal, midfielders control the game, forwards score the goals, and every single one of those jobs depends on the other 3 doing theirs correctly. Here's the one thing to remember. Football isn't 11 guys running randomly. It's 11 different jobs working together where one mistake from any single position can change the entire match.
If this finally made football positions make sense, subscribe because we're breaking down everything else you need to know before the World Cup kicks off in 2026.